guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the 2020 running back draft class. There's a lot of good ones in this class, so we're going to break them down for you.
Indeed, we are going to do that. And the running back class is a class where there's a lot of good ones, but there's really no top-tier one. Last year, we had some top-tier ones go before that, more top-tier running backs. Now, I feel like there might be a running back or two that goes in the first round, and we're going to further discuss this in a moment. But it seems like a lot of these running backs are still good, just not complete game changers. I feel like that's a safe assessment, right?
I actually like the running backs a lot in this class. I think that they're going to be pretty good. Now, I think that they have the talent to potentially go in the first round. Now, the way the first round has started to evolve over the years, running backs are particularly now falling to later drafts because people aren't as eager to grab them unless it's a guy like Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, last year Josh Jacobs.
Last year with Josh Jacobs as well. So there are there's like not one clear front runner.
Exactly.
But I feel like since they're all just so good, it's hard to pick one. So that's why they could be falling. But I've liked what I've seen from all of them. I haven't watched film on Saquon Barkley's college and Josh Jacobs in college as well, so I can't compare it that way. But I do like this class this year, and let's get to talking about them. So if anyone has a first point to make, start talking. Who are we starting with? I don't know.
Well, let's.
Or just going.
Yeah, we're just gonna. I want to talk about Jonathan Taylor for a second here.
Yeah. Good choice.
Thank you. I think that's a good way to start the video off because Jonathan Taylor, I feel like, is not getting a lot of credit as he deserves. It's more on DeAndre Swift right now. The media is kind of twisting everything to make it seem like DeAndre Swift is the best running back in this draft class, which I don't agree with.
I don't think I have him. I mean, it's not official, but I have him 4. In my rankings.
Chris Sims has him at 5 in his recent rankings.
Oh, someone agrees.
Yeah, I know. He's been doing a good job with his rankings in general. But anyways, I think Jonathan Taylor, not the greatest offensive line, and I know he's been having a long workload. He's been in that offense for 3 years, but it seems like every single time he gets the ball, he can make something out of nothing, and it's tough to get a hand on him, and that's what you need. You need playmakers that, if nothing is going right, they can make things right, and that's what Jonathan Taylor is.
Yeah, all 3 years with Wisconsin, freshman, sophomore, and 2019, which is his junior year. He basically got 2,000 rushing yards. His freshman year, he was 23 yards short. And then he got 2,194 in 2018. This year, he got 2,003. So just broke the 2,000 mark. But he's been doing it very well throughout all of his 3 years with Wisconsin. He's been a huge part of that offense. And I really like what we've seen from what is he? Oh, you're just acting like something's on there. From Jonathan Taylor, anyways. So I have thoughts on him, but I'll let you guys go, and I'll add thoughts later if you have anything to say.
Yeah, and the thing with Jonathan Taylor, I really like. I just think he's a solid 3-down back. I think he has a lot of experience. I think he can do everything. I think he can do everything that people are going to need him to do at the next level. He's dangerous when he gets to the outside. He also has tremendous cutback moves. It's one of the first things I noticed when I put them on his film. He has great footwork. He can be used in the passing game. He has solid hands for a running back. Although the one thing with him is that he doesn't have a lot of experience in pass protection, and there's another guy that we're going to talk about in a second that does have a leg up on him when it comes to that.
Yeah, I could agree with that. And the thing when I watch Jonathan Taylor, I'm actually watching it right now. I just had to finish the Big Ten championship and then the Rose Bowl to finish off Wisconsin. But when I watch Jonathan Taylor, he's maybe not as physical as a guy like J.K. Dobbins or Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but he is in that bunch with them. He's physical. I like him between the tackles. He doesn't get many runs that are designed to the outside, but as Ryan said, I love the way that he cuts. He always finds holes, and also something I love about Jonathan Taylor is that he's so patient. Kind of remind me of Le'Veon Bell when he was with the Steelers. I haven't watched him as much when he was the Jets. I'm sure he's still the same running back, but he has that patience. He'll wait kind of for a second to find a hole. When he finds it, he bursts through it. I believe he ran a 4.39 at the combine the best running back, so he's got the speed to hit a hole and go straight up. So Jonathan Taylor, I really like what we've seen from him in his career, and I think he's going to have a successful career in the NFL.
Okay, so there's our Jonathan Taylor talk. We're going to just mention a couple other running backs in some detail as well, maybe not as much as Jonathan Taylor. But I want to move on to the next tier of guys that we want to talk about. And I actually think it's close with one of these guys too, Jonathan Taylor. We can talk about guys like Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We already mentioned DeAndre Swift, J.K. Dobbins. Those are all good running backs, and they're kind of similar in the way that they run. But I wanted to start by talking about Clyde Edwards-Helaire because he's kind of in an interesting situation where no one knew who he was until this year, and he took advantage of it. And you watch his film from this year, or his year at LSU, it's really insane that no one is as high on him as they should be because there's so much there. He's going to probably be the best running back in the pass game, very physical at the line of scrimmage. He can pass block. There's so much positives about him. I don't understand why he's not getting a lot of credit.
Yeah, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's 5'8", 209 pounds, so a much smaller running back. I've heard in one of the games, and I watched it a few times, I think it was the Alabama game, where they announced to compare him to Darren Sproles. I commonly compare him to Mark Ingram. I think he's more of that kind of a small but powerful and quick back who makes some good cuts. I've been high on Clyde Edwards-Helaire throughout this whole offseason, even during into the season. I really liked watching him play. I am a fan of the big physical running back, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire brings that. Tyler, you also said that he is great in the passing game. Ryan talked about Jonathan Taylor with protection. I see Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He does get in pass protection pretty well. I like what I see from him in that realm of the game, an important realm, and then can go out there, make some good catches. He's good in the receiving game. I feel like I'm talking a lot, so I have more thoughts on him, obviously. But, Ryan, you haven't said anything about him yet, so I'll let you say anything else. And if you leave anything out, I shall fill in.
Well, the thing with Clyde, I agree with the Mark Ingram comparison you've given to him. I think that's great. And I think, he is a guy who I feel is underrated. And he should be up there with the J.K. Dobbins and DeAndre Swift. So I think that it's good that kind of as we get closer to the draft, I do feel like he's getting a little bit more recognition just by, doing research, seeing other people's rankings. I like him a lot as well. I think that, he was part of a record-breaking offense. They used him in a variety of ways. And despite, when you said he's only 5'8", the size, not great, but he can still do it all as a weapon in the pass game and obviously a great runner. So, yeah, I think Clyde, I'd be shocked if Clyde is still there at the end of round 2.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Jordan, do you have any last comments? Because
I could have kept going before. I'm not my role anymore, so I'll just say one last thing. I think part of the reason that he's falling is it could be because he was with LSU, who had so many great studs around that offense, so maybe people will take that away from him. But also because he didn't have as many yards. Actually, DeAndre Swift only had 12,000, a little bit over 12,000 yards, but Edwards-Helaire 1,414, and Dobbins and Taylor both had over 2,000. Actually, both had 2,003. We'll get to Dobbins in a second, which is an interesting comparison. But maybe he's not as flashy as the other guys, but he sure is such a great running back. And another thing I want to mention about him, I love his stutter step. I'm not going to get up and do it for you, but he does a jump and then just jukes out defenders. I'm a big fan of Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And as you can see, I love talking about my running backs.
Okay, now we got two guys that I feel like we gotta hit on, and then we're just gonna mix it up, see if there's any other guys that we want to throw in the conversation. But those two guys are DeAndre Swift and J.K. Dobbins. I kind of want to combine them here because I feel like they're kind of similar. They're kind of similar running backs in the style of their physicality. Here's where they have a big difference. But here's where they and the style of their physicality. Here's where they have a big difference. J.K. Dobbins at the line of scrimmage seems to have that more elite factor of being able to avoid tackles, getting upfield vision, seeing where he's got to go. And with DeAndre Swift, it's kind of just him hitting a hole and hoping for the best. That's where I see a big difference with them. I would just say I feel like they're both physical running backs that are not afraid to run up the middle.
Well, I kind of disagree with that statement a little. I disagree with that statement a little bit on the DeAndre Swift side. When I watched him, I saw him more as a guy who always likes to cut it outside. I didn't see him much like near the line of scrimmage making a lot of the big plays. Most of his big plays were either design runs right to the outside or times where he cut it out to the outside, which is great.
That's because he's got some good
He's got some
linemen
good
on the
offensive
outside.
linemen too. But he's also got some guys on the inside. I mean, they had such a great offensive line.
It doesn't matter if it's
Huge guy.
inside or outside. It's
I
the
just see
physicality
Swift
of the
as
line.
more going to the outside, but I didn't see as much physicality as I did with J.K. Dobbins. I've heard comparisons of J.K. Dobbins to a bowling ball. I think Tyler, you might have said that, but also their announcer said it on when I was listening to one of their games, and I just thought that was so true. I love J.K. Dobbins' physicality, and like I said, got 2,000 plus yards. So I think Dobbins more physical, runs up the middle more, and DeAndre Swift is a back that goes more to the outside. Which you might, if we do a video on mock draft soon, I'll talk about why I actually have him going in the first round, despite him being ranked at 4 for a certain reason. You'll hear about that.
Yeah, and something with Dobbins that I want to note, he was the guy that I was kind of alluding to when I said there's a really good pass protector in this running back class. There's a couple of them, but I feel like Dobbins, he really blew me away with the pass protection part of his game because that's just not what I expected to see. You know, everyone knows him from big highlight reel plays, you know, from the Big Ten championship.
J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, there you go. But he really impressed me with his pass protection. He's not the biggest dude, only 5'10", you know. But he really is a good pass protector and is likely the best pass protector in this class. He is a better pass protector than Jonathan Taylor. He has more experience in that realm of the game. And really, other thing with him, you got the great footwork, the elusiveness. He's a really good pass catcher, and he's so good at breaking tackles. So then you go over to DeAndre Swift, more of a guy who kind of ran up the middle, not as good as breaking tackles as a guy like J.K. Dobbins. But with Swift, you know, obviously I'm not as high on Swift as Dobbins or Taylor. But, you know, it's a lot of things to like about Swift. Ball security, he's got a nice spin move. Good at finding open lanes.
That's true.
DeAndre Swift, like a lot of these guys, always avoids negative plays. So those are just a few of my thoughts on those guys.
That's some pretty good analysis of. I would say those guys would be safe to either go in round 1 or round 2. I would assume.
And just one more point on DeAndre Swift. This is kind of helping his case. Is that he also had so many good running backs with him in Georgia. I was talking to Ryan, and he said how it was hard to scout Swift because they had other guys going in the backfield.
Yeah.
They had Cook, Harrion. I'm blanking on the other guy's name, but they had
Samir White.
Yeah, that's who it is. Zeus, as they call him. But so that kind of did take away from his stats. I guess you could say only 1,218 yards because some other guys came in who were explosive and took some carries away from him. But Swift, another electric back as well, definitely a very good contender to be great in the NFL. Now is probably the point where I'll shut up and let you guys talk because we're getting to my unknown realm territory with these next few running backs.
Yeah, also one last thing about DeAndre Swift. Another reason why it's tough to scout him is because a lot of the times you can see a guy like Andrew Thomas make a wide open hole for him.
That's true.
And he's just got to run through it. So, and you can't give a guy credit for that, but you can't also say, oh, he's not as good because he did that. It's a weird middle area. But now we're kind of in a weird middle area as well with these next couple of guys that we want to talk about. This is an open conversation, but 2 names I want to throw out there that should be in the discussion to maybe be in the second round would be Cam Akers and Zach Moss.
Yeah, and I think that with those guys and with a lot of guys in this running back class, I feel like there's going to be a run on running backs eventually. It's just a question on when does it start.
Yeah.
Because I do think that one running back is going to go in round 1 because I feel like just knowing how the draft works when a position group doesn't really have an elite guy, usually like whoever that first guy is in the rankings for that position, even if he's not a Saquon Barkley or an Ezekiel Elliott, a team will still may reach for him a little bit. So I do expect a running back to sneak into the bottom half of the first, towards not just bottom half, like towards the very end of the first round. Maybe Kansas City or something takes them at 32. But with a lot of the guys like Akers and Moss, they could easily sneak into the second round. There's just so many guys, and I feel like it's kind of like whoever starts kind of the running back train, then it's just going to keep going and going and going into that second round. And we could see, I really think we could easily see at least like 7-8 running backs on day 2. And I know that sounds like a lot, but you just look at the good day 2 talents like Akers, like Moss. Sure, no, they're not going to blow you away. Not everyone's a guy like Jonathan Taylor, but they can get the job done. You watch the tape, you see things you like. And honestly, I think that day 2 will be very running back heavy in this draft.
Yeah, I'm with you. You're completely right about that. And to take it full circle, once again, it's not a entirety of really stacked or really like top tier running backs, but it's a loaded list of running backs in this draft class. And once it gets started, like you said, Ryan, it's gonna just roll tide.
We're not Alabama here, but okay. But what I was going to say is also this is a pretty good class of running backs, but just think about what it could have been if some more guys declared. ETN, I think Najee Harris could have declared. So imagine
Speaking of
that
Alabama.
powerful, and speaking of Alabama with Harris, but imagine that powerful group of people, maybe not a huge front runner. Obviously, they didn't declare. And for them, might be a good move because next year they'll be probably a more highly scouted. I don't know the talent exactly for next year, but didn't see too many great running backs. Those are the two guys that stand out to me so far. Also Hubbard, but
Chuba.
so I just wanted to make that point about that. And anything else anyone has to say, you shall say it now or forever hold your peace.
I mean, I'm good with holding my peace. All right.
Can you hold a piece for me? Thank you.
Alright, so thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed that. Tell us what you think about what we think about each running back. Specifically, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on DeAndre Swift because
I do want, yeah,
because
it's an interesting one.
it seems like finally people are starting to realize he's not as good as he's been portrayed to be. And I think, I'm not saying it's anything personal, but I think that's, I like that because that's what I think. And
he just doesn't like Georgia.
I mean, no, I do.
He's more of a Minnesota guy.
Big Antoine Winfield guy. If you watch his channel, I know that. But thanks again for watching this video. Like the video, subscribe to your channel, hit the notification bell, comment down below like I said. And with that, we will see you guys later.
See ya.